my friends know I use Reddit. I'm a lesbian and have been out since I was a teenager. I'm now 26. This has mostly been fine except for one friend. We'll call her Julia. She always makes snide comments about not wanting to be near her. When we discuss girl stuff, I usually ignore it. Anyway, because lockdown has eased where I am, me and a few others decided to go to my friend Sasha's pool for a party. We were all getting changed in Sasha's bedroom when I noticed a big black furry thing out of the corner of my eye. Quite literally assuming it was a cat, I turned to look. Nope, it's Julia's pubes sticking out of her bikini bottom. I go over to her and subtly communicate that her literal vagina is hanging out of her bikini. I whisper, "Your pubes are out," and she spins round and calls me a pervert. Not knowing how to react, I just stand there in shock as she berates me for looking at her vagina. I decided that you shouldn't argue with stupid, so laughed and went out to enjoy the party. A few minutes later, Sasha comes out to ask me what happened. I explain the situation with Julia, to which she rolls her eyes and tells me not to worry. The rest of the night was awesome. However, I'm getting texts from my friends telling me not to try and turn other people into lesbians and that I'm a pervert. So Reddit AETA for telling Julia that her vag was hanging out. Edit, thank you so much to everyone who commented. I'd like to clarify that it was a lip that was hanging out. Never thought. I'd have to type this lol. Her ass had sorta absorbed her bikini. Not something you see every day. I've been messaging my friends back and forth who have apologized. Apparently, Julia had told them something completely different. Namely, that I was staring at her area, as she called it, for a good few minutes before pointing it out. As I said, you can't really argue with stupid. Anyway, I've blocked Julia on all platforms and have talked to our mutual friends. Turns out not many people like her. I don't have Facebook, so I hadn't seen that she'd been posting some pretty racist stuff. Slightly confused about why she was even invited, to be honest. We've agreed to cut her off and hopefully never see her again.